This is Garry Kasparov. For many people, this name sounds very familiar. Many people would not hesitate to say who he is, what he does, where he comes from. Indeed, Garry Kasparov became a famous and respected person, and he managed to raise himself to international fame not by playing football, singing songs, starring films, or doing politics. He became a celebrity in an unusual way. Garry is a chess player.
Рязанский строил город, и ему не хватило гвоздя. Никита Рязанский протянул ладони и увидел в них капли дождя. Никита Рязанский оставил город и вышел в сад. Никита Рязанский оставил старца и у чашек тон лад.
Garry was born in 1963. His birthplace was Azerbaijan, but he was raised in the Soviet Union. His father was Russian Jewish, his mother was Armenian. When he was a boy, his parents proposed to him a chess problem, for which he found the correct solution. The event was sufficient to trigger in him a strong passion for the puzzles and dilemmas of chess. He was 10 years old when he began to study chess at the Mikhail Botvinnik Chess School. Before that date, however, his father died of leukemia. At that moment, there was an anti-Semitic sentiment circulating in the Soviet Union. In order to eschew prejudices and persecution, the family gave up the father's family name and adopted the mother's family name. In this way, the young Garry Weinstein began to become Garry Kasparov. Another phase of this transformation happened in 1976, when the 13-year-old boy won the Soviet Chess Junior Championship, thus beginning to spread the name Garry Kasparov.
Полковник Васин приехал на фронт со своей молодой женой. Полковник Васин созвал свой полк и сказал им: пойдем домой. Мы ведем войну уже 70 лет, нас учили, что жизнь это бой. Но по новым данным разведки мы воевали сами с собой.
In 1978, after winning the Skolsky Memorial Tournament, Garry realized that he could take chess as a career. In the following years, he won several tournaments both in the Soviet Union and internationally. In 1983, he had the second best rate in the world, being second to only one man, Anatoly Karpov, the world champion. It was then evident that Karpov was the final barrier to be overcome by Garry in his so rapid chess ascension. In 1984, Garry initiated his incursion into politics, becoming a member of the Soviet Communist Party. In the same year, he became the first ranked player in the world. After winning a match against Vasily Smyslov, he qualified to play the world champion Karpov. In 1984, a match was arranged against Karpov. As both players seemed to be at the same level, the match was very tight and long. At a certain point, the referee decided to terminate the match without a winner. A new match was arranged for the following year. It would be the best of 24 games, being agreed that Karpov would retain the world title in case of a draw. Eventually, Garry lost 11 games and won 13. He had defeated Karpov. Being 22 years old, he was the youngest world champion of all times.
зависит от момента. То божественно, а то амбивалентно. Но кто не без греха, пусть первый бросит камень. Из этой искры может возгореться пламень. Найди себя отличий на этой картине, а лучше неси сюда водку мартини. Shake it up, sir.
In the mid-1980s, information technology began to have deep impacts on the world of chess, because computer programs became increasingly sophisticated, playing chess in an increasingly skillful way. In 1985, Garry played 32 simultaneous games against 32 different computers. He won all the games. In 1989, there was a famous match against the Deep Thought computer designed by IBM. He won the 2 games. In 1994, Garry lost a game against the Fritz 3 computer. In the same year, he lost for a program called Chess Genius. In 1996, Garry was once again challenged by IBM, which had developed an enhanced version of his chess-playing program. Once again, Garry defeated IBM's program called Deep Blue. In 1997, Garry accepted a new challenge from IBM, the best of 6 games. Until the 4th game, Kasparov was leading the challenge. In the 5th game, Deep Blue managed to win after making an intriguing move that expressed a creativity and ingenuity only found in human players. In the final, decisive game, Garry, in clear emotional disarray, was easily defeated by the computer. Garry had been finally beaten by IBM. However, the event was quite controversial and even mysterious. The company did not allow the media to video record the computer, which remained protected in a locked room. Kasparov was not allowed to analyze the computer's logs after the match. Up to our current days, some people believe that Kasparov was not actually playing a computer, but a computer supervised by human chess players. In 1999, Garry had another experience made possible by information technologies. The experience was named Kasparov versus the World. In a very unusual game, he conducted the white pieces, whereas the black pieces were controlled by more than 50,000 players based in more than 70 countries. This huge team was formed on the internet. Whenever the blacks had to play, there was an online discussion led by some chess specialists to decide what move should be made. Finally, the move was decided upon by plurality vote. After 4 months and 62 moves, Garry won the game.
Маша и медведь, главное это взлететь. Пригоршня снега за ворот, я знаю, лучше видно этот город. Маша и медведь, у нас в карманах есть медь. Пятак на пятак и колокол льется, но спящий все равно не проснется. Напомни мне, если я пел об этом раньше. Я все равно не помню ни слова. Напомни мне, если я пел об этом раньше. И я спою это снова, я не знаю ничего другого.
In the year 2000, Garry lost a match against Vladimir Kramnik. In this way, he lost the title of world champion that he had held for 15 years. However, Garry retained the best world score until 2005, when he finally announced his retirement from competitive chess play. He has got the record for the longest time as first chess player, from 1986 to 2005. After his retirement, Kasparov devoted himself to political life. He became a first campaigner for civil rights and democracy in Russia. In 2007, he tried to run for president, but had to give up because of lack of funding as well as resistance from the Russian government. In the same year, he was jailed for 5 days after leading a march of people asking for fair elections. In 2013, Garry received the Maurice B. Abraham Human Rights Award given by the United Nations. By that time, he denounced the existence of a veiled dictatorship in Russia. Nowadays, Garry is president of the Human Rights Foundation, an international organization which promotes human rights globally. He is also leader of the Kasparov Chess Foundation, which works for the inclusion of chess in education programs. The foundation has units in the United States, Belgium, and South Africa. For many specialists, Garry can be described as the best chess player of all times. He won countless tournaments, had very high international rates, won 10 gold medals in chess Olympiads, representing both Soviet Union and Russia, among other achievements. Moreover, his playing style, which was always creative, aggressive, and brilliant, has found no parallel in any other chess player. This is the Gamayun. She's a woman and she's a bird. More precisely, she's a bird with a woman's head. She lives in this world, but she's deeply connected to the heavens. It's believed that at some point, she'll become an archangel in heaven. Having a human head, mouth, neck, and vocal cords, the Gamayun can sing, and her voice is peaceful and sweet, bringing delight to all those who hear her songs. The Gamayun is the incarnation of wisdom, intelligence, and knowledge. She knows everything about men, animals, plants, gods, the world, the universe. However, not everybody comprehends the truths that the Gamayun spreads. For those people who are able to hear and understand her voice when she speaks, thousands of truths and revelations become available, because the Gamayun generously voices prophecies, discoveries, secrets, and magical ideas. In 1989, Garry Kasparov sat at a table to play chess. At the other side of the table, there was a man who was not actually an opponent. The man was only operating a computer which was Garry's real opponent. That computer, named Deep Thought, began to be developed at Carnegie Mellon University. Its developers later moved to IBM and continued to improve the program there. Deep Thought had been built up only to play chess, and it did it so well that it became the computer world champion of chess. It was, at that time, the only computer capable of playing chess at Grandmaster level. It was the only computer that might defeat the human world chess champion. Deep Thought played chess in an unusual way. When it was its time to move, the program analyzed the chess position and looked for the best move for that specific situation. For so doing, it consulted its large database where positions and moves of previous classical chess games had been stored. Every second, Deep Thought analyzed around 800,000 chess positions. In 1 minute, it could analyze 50 million positions. To search for the right move in the middle of millions of possibilities, the computer utilized its hardware capacity named brute force. In around 10 minutes, Deep Thought could solve a chess problem that would require 30 minutes to be solved by a human chess master. Furthermore, the computer took into account the future moves that might be played. It could analyze up to 20 moves ahead. To fine-tune the computer's algorithms at IBM, Deep Thought was made to play against chess masters, including the former world champion, Kasparov. In addition to all its technical capacities, Deep Thought was free from the frailties that human beings are subjected to. This is how Garry explained that circumstance.
That's the greatest advantage of the computer, is stability. Computer doesn't lose hope. Computer doesn't care about, previous mistake. No psychological hesitations.
For decades, chess had been regarded as a field where it was possible to compare human intelligence with machine intelligence. For many years, computer scientists had dreamed of building up a machine that could be able to defeat not an ordinary chess player, but nobody less than the world chess champion. The game between Garry and Deep Thought had an audience, formed by journalists and chess specialists. Most of them were supporting Kasparov for a simple reason: they did not want to see a man being beaten by the machine. Even though Deep Thought had been designed, constructed, and enhanced by human beings, the game assumed a particular symbolism. It was seen as a battle between the man and the machine. For Kasparov himself, this is the meaning that the game had at that time. In his words,
I want just to be the man who will save our pride, human pride.
In 1989, Kasparov was 26 years old. At such early age, he did not believe that a computer would ever be able to defeat a human chess champion. Because of his confidence in his skills, he used his aggressive playing style, forcing the computer to make series of small mistakes. After 52 moves, after 2.5 hours, Kasparov won the 2 games and the match.
Before the first game, I was a little bit worried because playing versus human being, I have my opponent opposite me, and it's kind of energy goes between us. But today there's no human being and there was no energy, it's kind of black hole. But I discovered a new source of energy because I played against computer and the audience, it's just human beings. Everybody wanted really to crash the computer because we have something common, we are human beings, and thanks very much for this enormous energy supply.
At a certain point of the game, Kasparov's attack was too strong to be resisted. The computer began to mark time. It was then evident that Kasparov would be the winner. Not even a cutting-edge machine could oppose such strong talent. Looking firmly at the chessboard, Kasparov contemplated his own success, sure that, for the time being, humanity could continue to feel superior to artificial intelligence. At that moment, in that dark room, before the anxious silence of the audience, a legendary being could be seen.